Hey everyone, back here with Ben. We're gonna do a video talking about kind of Q4 and what's in store for Ehave, some of the things that Ben and the team is looking at, and hopefully some good updates coming over the next couple months. First things first, Ben, how are you?
Oh, not bad, Jason. Just hanging out here in South Florida, trying to get a few things closed up for the next quarter. And uh, it looks like an exciting time in the sector. A lot of companies are listed to go public, and they're enhancing the speculation on psychedelics and mental health.
Yeah. No, awesome. Well, look, we won't waste any time. Love to hop into it. In terms of, Q4, is there anything that, you wanted to say in Q4, maybe even, part of Q1? Love to do like a goal video, where kind of you hope things are, what you hope gets accomplished. Again, we know nothing necessarily material, but again, just talking about where you hope things go over the next couple months.
Sure. Um, you know, the last quarter of 2020 seems to be interesting because we're still here in the States going through a lot of COVID cases, and a lot of business is still virtual. And because of that, uh, I see opportunities that will help with some of the things that we've started at the beginning of the year. Some of the things like personal health records and following through with figuring out how to digitalize them, make them portable, and give the opportunity to the consumer to either utilize them for goodwill or to monetize them is something that we're hopefully finalized in the fourth quarter, so it gets launched in the first quarter of 2021, which would be the EHVVF dashboard. And some of the plugins that we've developed and partnered with to add to the value of the technology. We have signed some partnerships. We are in the process of negotiating on future opportunities to add to the modular. We'll have a new website being launched 2 to 3 weeks that will be highlighting a demo for the dashboard. We also have a bunch of things that are going on with the video games. We retained a technology firm in India to take our cognitive games and enhance them. So going into 2021, they'll have a new feel and look, and that should hopefully help accelerate the human trials in Toronto at Sick Kids to get more kids to sign up because the games are more comprehensive and current than the previous versions that were out there. We have a few hundred more kids that are needed before we can make FDA approval and application. So we'll see where the science takes us on the data. But it's really exciting.
Oh,
Yesterday,
that's exciting. Do you want to talk about, I know, and I think we can definitely do a bigger video, but maybe just tease, obviously, you're working with Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, with some of these games. So you'll be improving the games that, obviously these kids can use, and what else is involved? Just curious for the people.
yeah, well, the games are for 6 to 12 year olds. They're strategically played for ADHD and ADD and some brain trauma. And what we're looking to do is try to see how we can take that data and compile it and then utilize it and cross it against some of the other data that we'll end up collecting from some of the retreats that we partnered with, and looking at how the human mind as it grows in the adult form with ADHD versus some of the things that the adolescents have, and compare those notes going forward. We feel that the games have a commercial value to be able to go into FDA hopefully and get an approval as a medical device so they can be prescribed here in the US. But until then, it's a lot of research, and something that we've seen is this research and data today is hard to monetize. But in the future, we feel that if we're able to take those data sets along some of the other data that we're collecting, we'll find a monetary stream for that going forward. And that's really exciting. We've not been able to generate any revenues to date. We've been developmental. So hopefully come into Q1 or Q2, we'll start seeing some revenue streams as well.
Oh, well, awesome. Hey, that's some exciting stuff. Look, we can do a much deeper dive into the kind of sick kid stuff and what's going on there. So, hey, that's a pretty good little update goals for the next couple quarters. Obviously, exciting times in the U.S. A lot of stuff happening. Elections, like you said, COVID, and everything in between. But like you said, a lot of companies that are coming out. Compass really kind of, I guess, paving the road for some other people, but also for companies as well that might be potential partnerships and things like that.
Yeah, exciting. We feel once we have our technology fully developed, it will be hopefully utilized with inside the services of some of these companies that are coming out developing new compounds. And we'll partner up with some of them, hopefully as a technology partner, and then participate in the data. We feel strongly that if we create between 1 and 3,000 unique data sets for humans that are interacted with psychedelics that have certain medical conditions, and we're able to take that data and repackage it and sell it. There's a huge market out there for medical data today. And since it's fragmented in the botanical side, we feel that we'll be one of the first companies to have these data sets. And on the other side of that are companies like Compass or MindMed, and they're right now mostly researching on synthetics or hybrids. And so if we're able to help them compare the botanicals to their synthetic data, they don't have to go out and spend the money on doing trials on botanicals, which is probably something that they're not looking to do at all. But the scientists would love to have those data sets. So we're going to keep down the path of partnering up and joint venturing with different organizations around the world that represent mind medicine, plant medicine retreats, and companies that see the same vision that we see, is to try to use technology to help the other people that are out there with these human issues overcome their problems between technology and plant medicine.
Anything you wanted to say in terms of goals for the next quarter or more before we wrap things up?
Ehave filed a Reg A plus with the Securities Exchange Commission to go out and raise $5 million. And once it's approved, we're going to go out in a best efforts transaction and try to raise as much of that capital as possible to deploy our technology and our partnerships. We have aligned ourselves with Active Doctors. They're one of the larger platforms for second medical opinions, and data collection is something that they specialize in as well. And so you're going to see us in the future have more partnerships and relationships with technology companies that will be add-ons to our dashboard. And that's really where we want to take our company, like Apple or Google, where we build a platform, and on that platform, will that have add-ons, and depending on your business and your daily needs in your business, we'll be able to offer you a suite of software that will help you operate your business on a day-to-day. So it's exciting on where we're doing, wrapping up this first year. It's been a big experience for me taking over as CEO, and I can't wait to 2021. It looks exciting.
Perfect. Well, hey, we'll leave it there. No more teasers. I'm sure people will have some questions, and we can do a more in-depth video talking about kind of sick kids and where things are at with that and what our next stages on the next video.
Sure, and then we can talk a little about some of the doctors that are on my staff, like Dr. Michael Schechter, who's the head of sick kid psychiatry. He's my CMO. Dr. Dordani, he's in charge of telemedicine and stem cells, and Dr. Natan, who runs the Maryland Psychiatric Centers. He has over 15,000 patients and over 50 doctors that work for him in the tri-state area. And so I have a great team I love to talk about as well.
Wow. Yeah, no, hey, looks like the next video will be exciting then. Lots of stuff to talk about. Well, cool, Ben, thanks for hopping on. I think this was a great video.
Thanks again, Jason, for your time.